and see what exactly will happen. We would have had plenty of Kenya Rugby matches this weekend, but that is not going to happen because the Kenya Rugby Union took the decision to suspend the fixtures. I know there is a lot that is happening when we talk about fixtures, and we will be waiting exactly to see how it goes and how all that will fare. So for them, they've said it is a suspension that will start with the fixtures that are set for 14th March 2020, and they will go across all the Kenya Cup fixtures and also the Kenya Rugby Union Championships, and also we also have the Kenya Rugby Union National Wide and also Eric Shilly competition. So it tells you that quite a number of rugby extravaganza, of rugby fixtures will be affected when we talk about it. So plenty of issues there will be happening when we talk about Kenya Rugby and also rugby in the country. So for now, let's talk to one person who's been patient with us in studio for quite a number of hours now. Bernard Wanjala is the president of Chess Kenya, and they're saying that they're doing some positives when it comes to the issues of chess here in the country. First of all, I will start with the issues of coronavirus. It is a reality, and also the chess fraternity are feeling it.
Yeah, sure. As you recall, chess is among the fastest growing sport, and we have quite a busy calendar along the year. And yesterday we had to make a very painful decision to postpone all our events. We had 5 events this weekend, including the second edition of People Living with Disabilities, and regional qualifiers of 5 regions. We had to call them off. National League was supposed also to come back next weekend. We had also to call it off. So as like any other sports, we have really felt the heat.
I know we can see the leagues that have been suspended when it comes to chess. On the Kenya Chess suspend the leagues. We have quite a number is talking about the events that were set actually to be played maybe during this weekend as we go on. I know we have graphics on the same. So plenty of action. How do this now augur with the players from your own perspective? Of some of the players maybe said any issue, or how well have they been able to agree and accept the reality that these events have been postponed?
Yeah, basically, like the first event, the second national championship for people living with disability was very critical because we are selecting a team that will represent the country in World Chess Olympiad for people living with disability. And many schools, and particularly top players in this category, had prepared for the action this weekend. And you can imagine now going back to the drawing board. But they have taken it positively because health comes first. Looking at Mount Kenya is one of our top regions, which prepares a minimum of 600 participants. Going by the last events, it's quite unfortunate that they were not able to go on. Machakos is also one of the upcoming regions with more than 300 players, and we had to put them off. Going down, Vihiga and Thika and Embu are big numbers because from regionals we are getting over 4,000 participants going for national championship.
There is a lot of emphasis I've been able to notice when we talk about chess.
Yes.
A lot of games to the schools and also to the youth. Quite a number of the events that have been cancelled affect the youths. Why, or is it that Chess Kenya now is majorly focusing on the youth, maybe to give them a better platform to be better chess players?
Yeah, basically, when you talk about a sport, for you to grow and be among the best, you have to invest in the youth because that's where the talent is. Going with the current challenge, one of the initiatives that the World Federation have introduced is to minimize the contact. Remember, chess is actually about playing the pieces. And one of the things that identify chess is having a handshake during the start of the game and a handshake at the end of the game, conceding or agreeing on a draw. That one has actually been suspended for a while to ensure that we also move forward with the world in controlling the virus. They have also introduced the long sleeved when you are dressed so that you minimize also the contact. And of course, sanitation soaps to ensure that also you sanitize before the game. Every game you have to. Now, when it comes to youth and children, they may not be keen to oversee this. The best will be just to postpone so that at least we are sure that the virus is under control.
Let's talk about chess and what you've been doing in the recent past. A lot of focus in making sure that different schools play chess.
Yeah.
Why are we using this approach?
Chess is not just like any other game. It has a lot of educational benefit. And also as a country, we would like to develop thinkers, people who can think in any given scenario. We are the only country, actually most of African countries, who have not recognized this value. But when you go to Europe and American countries, majority of them already have made chess to be among the subjects that are taught in school, because it is researched and proven that chess as a sport can be able to improve the memory, can improve the even performance in class. So because of this recognition, parents and teachers have really embraced the game, and that's why you can see there is a lot of interest across the country.
Is it auguring well with all the schools? Because I know not all schools will accept to play chess. Or what are we doing to influence them and make them accept it? And at the same time, do we have enough chessboards in this country?
Currently, I can see most of the top schools. If you talk of who is who in secondary school, they are on board. If you talk about the top primary school, both private and national, majority of them are on board. For the last 5 years, we have grown from 300 participants nationally, and currently we are having a national championship of over 2,000. Last year we had around 2,000 and 2,400. So this time we are looking at a number of more than 3,000. This is a multitude. And for you to get 3,000, you have participants over 6,000 being selected from the region. So it tells you the multitude that we are having from the grassroots. And that is our strategy to reach the top talents that will be able to put this country on the world map.
I've been able to also note issues to do with players with disabilities. Yes. In the last national championships, I remember we had a category of the same. Yes. How is that faring? We are also keen on chess inclusivity. It's not just people living with disability, also in women. And we realize that not many sports have incorporated this category. These people need love. They need to be shown and be shown that even with disability, they can be able to enjoy the life the way other people enjoy. Now, chess as a sport, it provides the platform where they can compete with any other person on equal platform. And that's why we thought it's wise to introduce it, because even at the world stage, we have competition for that category. Since we introduced this last year, for the first time, we were able to get the participants over 100, which gave us a motivation that, of course, the interest is there. This year, we are expecting over 200. Yeah, that means for the next few years, it will be one of the biggest tournaments. What would you say is one of the highlights that maybe we had in the conclusion of last year coming to this year, a moment that you'll say as Chess Kenya, maybe we were able to do something positive? On the same note, on the downflip of that, where do you feel that maybe you will have done better? Yeah.
We had three things that we had to change. Number one is focusing on the youth. And as I mentioned, we are quite having good turn-up national and regional tournaments. The second item we focus so much is scaling up the prize fund. Because for a sport to be celebrated, or for a national champion or a celebrity in chess to be recognized, he have to be celebrated by what he have earned, how the life have transformed. So we decided to say we will no longer be just a federation, but we will try also to transform our life by rewarding a winner or the winner of various tournaments to a prize that can be able to change their life. And last year, for the first time, we gave the winner of national championship a car. And you can imagine if he can start an Uber business or something like so, it can be a life-changing experience. National League, last year we had quite a huge interest. We had a team of 27. And looking at the crowding, we felt it's also important this year we split the National League so that we are having Tier 1 and Tier 2, where the top flight have 16 teams and the lower team have 16 teams. And many corporates are now showing up and supporting the team. Of course, I play for Equity Bank, which has been the champion for the last 3 years. And we hope to retain the league this year.
Does it mean that sponsors are having an easy run working with Chess Kenya, or how is it now as a federation working with the different sponsors? Because quite a number of the teams that play in the leagues, there's some corporate brands.
Yes, yes. Yeah, basically, most of the corporates are sponsoring their teams, which is in itself a positive for the sport. We have not attracted the main sponsor who can be able to support our event, besides KCB, who have been our biggest supporter for the last 5 years. We look forward that with the initiatives that are coming and even the impact the federation is creating in Kenya, we will have a sponsor who will come and work with us in the journey of supporting the players and supporting the talent. Yeah.
There is the issue to do with the Olympiad. I know it is a big thing for Kenya to be amongst the guys who are trying to get a slot. Do we have any person who has already secured a slot, or the qualifiers are still on the cards, or what is the state as we prepare for the Olympiad?
Yeah, basically we finished the final selection last weekend, and we successfully identified top players who will be representing our country in World Olympiad, which will be starting from 5th August to 18th August in Russia. We have a team of 5 ladies and 5 men. Who have already been identified. We are in the process of identifying a coach who will take them through. We are hoping that with this corona issue will be sorted so that the games are not postponed, because also many games have been postponed, and it usually attracts very many people. And we hope all will be well.
For the people who will be going to the Olympia, that is a dream come true. But yes. Now, how do we build such a caliber of a player? What makes someone a good chess player, or how do they start to be able to get to that position?
Yeah, basically chess requires a lot of investment. Like any other game, it starts from your personal initiative. You invest time in it. We have a lot of books written by top players in the world. You can read them. In Kenya currently we have over 20 top coaches who can be able to take you through the journey of being an amateur to a master. If you look at the national team currently constituents, we have 2 new entrants in the team who have never gone for any international event, and in ladies, only 3 survived. So that tells you the ground is really changing very fast in terms of how people are investing in the training.
You're talking about 2 new entrants. Does it mean that there is a crop of players who have been in the system for quite a number of times, and maybe they always win the tournaments to be there, or what is the logic behind it?
Yeah, basically what it means is always when we are holding a qualifier, they are usually favorites who have won several years. They have gone for Olympiad several years, And our view has been, how can we be able to push the youth and the juniors to penetrate this space, which has been really well protected by the senior players who have been ruling that class. And for me, I'm happy because if you have two of them breaking into that category, it means the sport is growing.
I know on this you might say yes, but in general, do you believe that chess is moving in the right direction?
Yes, yes. It's moving in the right direction because if you look at the interest, both at the lower level and the higher level, is growing all over the country. It used to be a Nairobi affair, where most of the players, if you call the tournament, players come from Nairobi. But currently, when you are announcing the tournament, you have to give maximum notice because players even plan 3 months to time because they come from all parts of the country. That tells you the sport is no longer a Nairobi affair. It is a national sport.
When you have events, how do someone actually be able to trace, or if someone wants to be part of Team Kenya, maybe he's a talented young lady or young guy who wants to be part of this team, how do they get to be able to be part of the Kenya national maybe chess team?
We normally start from the grassroots. Last year, Chess Kenya supported almost 6 regional clubs to hold their tournaments. And during those tournaments, information is circulated about the oncoming national championship because it forms the basis of the second phase. So the players coming from all those regions, from the regional clubs, they are the one who participate in the national championship, and that's where we select the top 24 who go for the final phase of 11. So basically everyone has a chance, whether you are an amateur, you are a master, all through, you have an equal chance to represent the country. Yeah.
I know there is a lot of competition when you think about building this sport and making sure that everybody is brought into the system. How are the young chaps doing? Because you're talking about the system, and when someone comes in, you will be an amateur, you will have a process before you go out there and become a master. This young crop of talent, how well are they secured for them to be able to know, I will start playing chess today, and maybe I will be a star, not only in the country, but maybe even in the world?
We have segmented the young players under 6 categories. Under 8. Under 8 is basically a very small child who is just learning how to coordinate most of their thoughts. We have under 10 category. We have under 12, under 14, under 16 and 18. That is the last bracket for the junior. Now, all these players have a category, have a competition starting from the continental level to the world level. So as early as the age of 8, you have a chance to represent this country. Last year, December, we sent a team of 36 players to Namibia who represent the country in Africa Youth Championship. And we had all those categories from the age of 8 to age of 18. Of course, I have to be very grateful to the support from the government because they were the main sponsor of the event. And it feels good to see even a young child of the age of 8 getting recognition from the government, earning her personal money, that's an allowance, at the age of 8. So for us, we are supporting them from that early age.
Well, when you talk about the support and the system, you've talked about the age bracket from the tender age up to 18. The parents are always in the picture quite a number of times. Do they give them the support that they need? And do you have a feeling that all parents have accepted that this is a reality and the young boys or girls can take chess to the highest levels?
Most of the young players who have succeeded, you will find the parents put a lot of effort. They put a lot of, they set aside some resources to hire a coach so that they are able to have personalized training. We have also seen many parents even canceling their trips, even canceling their activities, just to ensure that the child attends various tournaments that we organize. I can tell you most of the parents have been our biggest supporter to ensure that they work with their children to where they are. And having also realized that the game has a lot of benefit to their child, I have seen quite many who have been very proactive in that.
As we conclude, what do you think needs to be done maybe to better the stakes when it comes to chess in the country and from the federation? Maybe do you have some plans that maybe will also entice young, old and also experienced crop of players to make sure that actually chess becomes a force to reckon with when we talk about it as a sport?
Yeah, number one, we are investing a lot in the regional clubs. National League, we have ensured that it goes to all counties to ensure that most top counties that are already having the structure for chess, so that we ensure that the knowledge about the game is spread across the country. We also started last year the National Chess Academy, which basically prepares the coach and top players who can be able to go and teach at the grassroots level. Those whom we identify from the grassroots, we are able to nurture them at the national level through Chess Kenya Academy. This year, we are also trying to see if we can identify several schools where we can send our best top talented chess players to one school where we can be able to teach them or have a continuous training so that we prepare them for international representation. And of course, the media like you have played a very big role when people are able to see and understand the game, because there was a lot of myths about who should play chess and why. Is it a game for the rich or is it a game for the pride? But many people now appreciate anyone can play the chess, irrespective of the age, the race, and of course, the country.
Just allow me to take a little bit. I know we were winding up the conversation, but you've mentioned something to do with the National Chess Academy. Yes. What exactly is the National Chess Academy? We have an academy that people are taken to learn and study chess 100%. Or yes. What is the gist about it? Yeah,
basically we picked 6 top players who are not yet employed or engaged or married, so that their work, they just report to the office and train. Because we realized without having a specialized program where we can be able to impart skills, we are not able to grow. When you go for international events, we are always behind. So we try to come up with a program where we can invest in 6 players who will carry the Kenyan flag in terms of having the top skills, and perhaps even form the national team that we can be able to improve our rating internationally. And this program started last year, March, where we had, of course, we pay them. We pay them on a monthly stipend. And it has worked because some of them are the ones.
Because that one was going to be my next question. Is it working?
Yeah, it's working, but we are scaling up to actually include the young ones. Of course, there are some challenges when you are starting something new. We have looked at the challenges and how we can be able to overcome. And that's why you can see we are now going to the next level where we bring together the top talent in one school so that also we can focus on continuous training, to ensure that we have the top players.
Thank you very much, Bernard Wanjala, there in black and white, telling us what is happening in the world of chess. And there is plenty that is happening. We've heard that there is a National Chess Academy, the same time the focus to the youth and also some focus to the people living with disability, and saying that it is also very, very important to nurture this talent and be able to curb them while at a tender age. He's a Chess Kenya president, Bernard Wanjala. And at this juncture, I will take a short commercial break. Don't go too far. I'll come back to tell you what exactly is happening around the globe when we think about sports.